Hey guys, this is the latest one we're going to try to save here. It does have the dreaded 4.5 liter, which I think is the same thing as a 4100. With all, I think they reinforced the block, maybe made it a little bit better, but I think these things have the same issues with the failing head gaskets and overheating and everything else. This one here's got real low mileage. It came from a friend of mine. I think they had a tag till like 2020, but I don't think they were driving it that recent. I think it was tagged longer than it was being driven. So, I mean, I know it hadn't run in at least the 3 years. But, so I went there and the guy I got it from, he put a booster on it, or a charger. Got the battery to hold a little bit of a charge. And it fired right up, and he backed it out of the driveway day before I got there, and then we drove it on the trailer with another jump. No problem. I did put 2 gallons of antifreeze in it, and as fast as we were pouring that in, it's pouring right out the bottom. So I don't know if that's a rusted head gasket already, or bad water pump, or a hose, or who knows. But it is a low mileage car, so I don't think it's up to date on the antifreeze. They really want you to change this stuff quite often in these things because they're so problematic. But anyway, this is a Eldorado. I think it's 89-ish, somewhere in there. I think it's 89. Real super clean car. Really nice inside. It needs a good cleaning and everything, but I'd like to try to save it. It would suck to let this one go because it's in really nice shape. The electric pull-down thing on the trunk stopped working. I don't know what the deal is there. That little motor didn't draw it down. So that's going to be the next, probably an in-between project. I had to get away from that Oldsmobile for a little while because the thing was just, pushing the limits. My limits. This is a Pontiac. We've been driving this car, so this one runs pretty good. It's still, all the way it was. Bone stock, everything. I do have a disc brake upgrade for this car. If anybody wants to see that, throw a comment in there and I'll move this along. We'll do this instead of something else. I was talking about that Cummins. Got a 5.9 Cummins over here. This motor here is all rebuilt. This Cummins engine. That's going in that square body. It's a compound setup. This thing's pretty much ready to go. I got to get that truck in here and do some work on it, which I was saying before. That's the wife's RX-7 Turbo 2. We painted that. As you can probably don't look like it now, but that is all nice, clean, shiny paint when it's not covered in a layer of dirt. Which she has the rotary for that, and I don't know, ported and whatever. I don't understand all that stuff. But anyway, that's where we're at, guys. I did some other projects. I'll throw a little project video together. And we'll probably do a will it start maybe on that ramp truck today. And steal the battery out of this Le Mans. And we'll see how it goes. Okay, guys, the Grand Prix is still running good. Well, intermittent. We have an intermitting problem. If you go back way in my videos, you'll see I redid the fuel system. And we have an issue that's intermitting. So I'm thinking when I found all that dirt in the fuel filter, the new carburetor was already on it. That's when, I think it was rust something with rust. Anyway, it clogged that filter. We changed the filter, we did the tank. We tried to risk it because the tank looked okay when I went down there with my scope thing. It wasn't okay, it was a mess. But anyway, we did do the fuel system, all that. But I think something from that old tank is floating around that quadribog, because it doesn't do it all the time. Most of the time the car runs perfect. Then all of a sudden out of nowhere it starts with the non-idling and then flooding over the top like the floats are sticking. And so I got to beating on that carburetor with, I think, a pair of pliers that were in the car when I was driving it. There they are on the seat. So I got to whipping the top of that carburetor, and I was pretty mad. And now the top of that carburetor is broken. So this will be a video too. I'm going to drag this in. We're going to get this thing running good. Go through that carburetor again. Put another top on it if we need to. I'm pretty sure I cracked it. So we're going to do that. And then this thing's going to find a new home also. Some of the stuff needs to go away. Okay, over here we got a 98 Mustang. I'm not into these things. This thing kind of just showed up. I'm trying to help somebody out. It was putting oil. Let's see if we can open this sucker up. See if I can find the hood release with one hand. Probably not. Oh, maybe. Which way does it go? Not that way. Not that way. Which way does it go? Okay, there we go. All right, so it's 4.6. I hate these things. Not a 4.6 person. Not really a Ford guy either. I mean, I like Ford, some of them, but not 4.6. Not anything like this thing. So this was putting oil from the motor into the radiator. It was not going the other way. There was no issues. Eventually, and the car ran okay. Eventually, it would put so much oil in the radiator that it wouldn't cool right and it would start to run hot. So he'd take the hoses off and then wash all the oil out of the radiator, put water, antifreeze back in it, and, you know, whatever, fill the oil, they'd drive it. It might be a month, might be 3 months, but then it would end up doing the same thing. So then it sat. It sat for like 6 months. There's no water in the oil. The oil is nice and clean. Like perfectly clean. No moisture. Not over full. Now the motor's seized. Like it's weather seized or something. I don't know. I can't turn it. The starter can't turn it. So what we're going to do next on this thing, I'm going to put a big old bar down there. See if we can get this thing to turn. If we can turn it, maybe we'll do a well run. It hasn't run in about a year. Maybe a little more. We'll see what happens. I'm not really into these things. It's probably going to end up somebody's parts car or somebody else can fix it. Probably send this one down the road. I don't know how they put oil in there. I did a cooler gasket. It's down there on the oil filter thing. It's got some stupid setup down there. I did the gaskets and all that, and it prolonged the oil bullshit for a couple months. So I don't know if that cooler's got a hole in it, but it's weird that it's oil going into the radiator because it's higher pressure, I'm guessing, because the oil pressure runs a lot higher than the radiator. So that's why it's doing it, putting oil into that, but not the other way around, because it only makes, 20 on the cap. Only makes 20 on the cap on the antifreeze. So I don't know. Maybe that's why it's putting oil in the radiator and not vice versa. This is going to be a Cummins project, which I need to get started on this thing because it's sitting out here rusting. This is my dually. It's a 89, I think, V or whatever, ambulances, whatever they were. But so it's after the square body stopped, because they did carry on calling them something else. I think it was a V. So this is it. It's pretty rust-free. It was nice and clean. I've had this thing for like 5 years. There is a 5.9 Cummins in the shop that's rebuilt already. Has compounds on it. What else? We have so this is a 2-wheel drive. We're going to switch it to 4-wheel drive. We have a Dana 60 high pinion Ford for the front. I think it's a 70... No, it's like a 91, I think. The dual piston caliper one. I have all the stuff to make that dually. We have everything to make this 4-link front coilover for the 4-wheel drive. The rear, I think I'm going to do... I don't know what I'm going to do back there yet. I might do like a modern Dodge coil with a helper bag. So if I do pull something heavy, it just won't fucking kill it. The bag will be... So we'll have like a good overload bag in there. There's the floors. It's pretty dirty in here, but it is power window cruise. It's 454 now, turbo 400. I'll just pull all that out, stockpile it for something else later. We have another bed for it. So this is a project that really needs to get rolling. I need to get rolling on this project. So we can, that's a drive shaft for it. And we got all kinds of junk everywhere. Then I'm just going to get to cleaning up the yard. There's a turbo coupe over there. I don't know what, that's not mine. We got some RX-7s that we might do some stuff with. Those are my wife's projects. And then we have a ramp truck way over there. It is a 90, I think, 7.3 IDI. That thing hasn't run in like 10 or 15 years. I don't know what is anything about that. I picked it up in a deal and now it's been pushed back in the woods back there for, I don't know, probably a couple years. And so we're probably going to get to that too. It's got a ZF5 in it. I don't know if I really want to put that behind my Cummins, but maybe. So we're going to see. But that's the update on kind of the projects here. That's another RX-7 Turbo 2. Yeah, I just don't know yet. I need to get these projects rolling, but time is tough. And plus my back is not the greatest. We have a 2001 or 2, whatever the shit box was, Chevy. So we bought that for LS swap in something. I don't know if that's going to end up in the 72 Le Mans or somewhere else, but that's why we have that. Hey guys, here we are with the Olds. So this here I was working, I got a couple more things. We got a lot to do on this car. This is going to be I think this project's going to be, all my projects seem to be a long, lingering mess. I had to get away from this for a little while. It was just, this thing was driving me insane. So we're pulling the throttle body off next so I can get a throttle cable on this thing. And then I have a 316, 2000 something Hurst quarter stick pistol grip, whatever. That was set up for a Turbo 400 and reverse manual. Now, I bought the gate. I thought that was just going to switch over to make it a 4-speed 480. So I bought the piece to make the gate so it has more positions and all that yada yada. But it looks like if you're running the regular shift pattern, it looks like a lot of the internals of the shifter are backwards. So I'm going to have to pull the shifter out of the car, put it on the bench, because it looks like the cable is supposed to come in from the front. And right now it's coming in from the back. So I don't know if you can just pull that quadrant and flip it 180 and put it back in and call it a day, or I'm not sure how that's going to work until I pull it out. But that's where we are on the Olds. The Olds ain't going nowhere. I'm going to get back on this thing soon. I just needed a break. Okay, guys, see ya. Nice. That was, and Ray was just telling me, you know, hey, you got to get these projects going. We got to get busy here. Look at him. He's ready to go to work right now, isn't he? Look at him. Hey, there we go, Ray. You ready to go to work, buddy? Huh? What are we working on today? You're the boss, buddy. Tell me. What about you, Little Pit? This is Little Pit. That's Elise. She hangs out with us time to time. What about you, Elise? You ready to go to work? Yeah. She looks super motivated, too. What happened to my buddy? Ray, what are you doing? Hey, bud. You ready to go to work? Sit down. Hey, sit down. Don't make everybody dizzy. Just sit down. Be a good boy. What are you doing? Huh? Will you show us your snapper? Sit down. Let's look at that big old mouth of yours. Huh? What are you doing, buddy? What are you doing? Let's see that thing. Oh, my goodness. Let me see it. You know? Look at that thing, huh? Look at that thing. Let me see it. Show me. You show me? Look at that. Oh, boy. Look at those teeth. All right, guys. See ya.